Tonight on The South Today, an Otago University workers frustrated at footing the bill after damage from broken glass in Castle Street. The iconic Sinclair beach groin could be reinstated as Dunedin City Councillors look towards a new trial. And the classic Wizard of Oz tale is getting an icy spin as top-class skaters take to their frozen stage. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Dave Gooselink. An Otago University worker is frustrated at having to pay the price for encountering glass littered along Castle Street in North Dunedin. Amber Marshall's been parking her car in the student area and believes it's to blame for a recent $1,000 bill for new tyres.
These small pieces of glass are believed to have shredded the tyres on this Mazda station wagon. Amber Marshall works at Otago University and has been parking along Castle Street in North Dunedin over the past few weeks. She's been keen to take advantage of the number of free parks in the area, now that most students have left for the year. But when it came time to take her Mazda CX-5 in for a warrant of fitness, the mechanics expressed surprise over the state of her car's tyres.
They'd never really seen anything like it. There were cuts in all four tyres all the way through to the cording, which meant that they had to fail the warrant. And they had heaps of tread on them. They were only half worn.
Marshall's been forced to foot the $1,000 bill to get 4 new tyres, but wonders why the Dunedin City Council hasn't given the street a thorough clean, particularly after her complaint.
I would like a safe place to park, and I don't think any students or anyone, probably most of the people parking here, don't realise what's potentially happening to their tyres.
The council says they've received similar complaints in the past and insist contractors do regularly sweep the North Dunedin and University areas. It's set to increase the collection of glass and other recycling to a weekly service in the campus area from next July. In Dunedin, The South Today.
The iconic beach poles at St Clair could be set to make a comeback after Dunedin City Councillors backed moves to consider reinstating a groin there.
The majority of councillors supported a motion by Dunedin Mayor Jules Raddick for a potential new trial of a groin at St Clair Beach. The first step is seeking confirmation from the Otago Regional Council that the council would have consent to reinstate the feature. The proposed reconstruction would be based on the original 1919 design of the poles, which show a single row of timber piles. If successful, the reinstatement could cost up to $570,000, depending on consenting costs and delays. The Dunedin groin was a popular photo opportunity, but the structures are commonly used as one management option to help fight erosion on the coastal beaches. In Dunedin, The South Today.
Well, 7 Dunedin events have successfully secured a share of nearly $300,000 in the final round of the government-backed Regional Events Fund. The funding's curated locally by Enterprise Dunedin to support new or existing regional events which have the capacity to increase domestic visitor spending in Dunedin. The International Science Festival topped the bill, receiving $80,000 towards next year's event. Next highest was the Otago Sports Car Club, which will get $45,000 towards their 2023 Otago Rally, and ID Dunedin's been granted $40,000 to help run next year's ID Dunedin Fashion Week. And the Dunedin Midwinter Celebration and Dunedin Wildlife Trust both received around $30,000 to support each of their events. As summer heats up, the Dunedin Ice Skating Club is returning to the ice for their traditional Christmas showcase. Skaters across a range of abilities are lacing up for this week's show with their own spin on the classic tale of the Wizard of Oz.
Dorothy and her beloved dog Toto perfecting their moves in the final dress rehearsal of the show Oz on Ice. The cool spin on the classic Wizard of Oz story is the Christmas finale for the Dunedin Ice Skating Club, following on from their successful take on Frozen last year. The show follows Dorothy and her dog Toto's journey to Oz, focusing on their adventures and the people they meet along the way. The show features a wide range of skating, with the performers doing a bit of everything, using the diverse skills in their casts.
I think the audience will be most surprised about the variety of skaters that we have performing for us, because we have adults, we have little tiny kids, and we have skaters that are representing New Zealand.
Some of the show's stars are part of a local synchronised skating team, which is preparing to represent New Zealand in Europe. Zara Anthony Wigham, who plays Dorothy, is nervous to be competing overseas, but is enjoying the theatrical side of the sport.
The most exciting part is being able to perform to an audience with COVID and everything. We haven't been able to do it for a wee while, so it's great to get back out there.
Oz on Ice hits the main rink at the Dunedin Ice Stadium on Friday night, entertaining Dunedin audiences over 3 shows. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Well, a lucky Southlander has hit the jackpot, winning over $6 million in last night's lotto draw.
Christmas came early to the Powerball player after winning the $6.3 million First Division prize. The winning ticket was sold to the Southlander on the My Lotto website, making them the 19th Powerball multi-millionaire of 2022. This massive win made locals down south wonder what they would do with all that prize money.
I would honestly pack up and leave. Go to Europe, go overseas, experience the world.
Help your own family out, your siblings, and then give a percentage to charity.
Mostly, travelling, just go see everywhere.
Even though the bigger prize has been won, the Powerball draw this Saturday is $4 million. In Southland, the South Today.
Staff at Dunstan Hospital in Clyde have been getting into the Christmas spirit by holding a special tree decorating competition this month.
This competition has been running for 3 years now, where different departments pick a work-related theme to use as decorations for a Christmas tree. There are 15 trees entered this year, with 1 tree open to the public to decorate. The Remembrance Tree has little decorations, with people able to write names on of loved ones who have passed away, and have them hung proudly on the tree. The competition aims to bring some joy to the Central Otago Health Services after a tough year.
I am really grateful to all our staff for their contribution this year. They've stepped up in every way possible when we've been really, really busy with COVID and other patients.
Votes for the best tree can be cast in the hospital or on their Facebook page, where the winner will be announced in the next couple of days. In Dunstan, the South Today.
FI Akine still to come on the South Today. Seasonal workers in Central Otago come together for a volleyball competition, and we continue our look back at the year that was as Wanaka's Winter Olympians are welcomed home.
Drop when you
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Don't mention Christmas! There's huge savings on beds, bedroom, lounge, dining and much more. Plus 50% off all outdoor furniture. And you can pay it off over 24 months interest-free.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
Hi, we're H Concern Otago.
H Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activity, including Little Bobs.
Welcome back. Well, a hotly contested volleyball competition in central Otago has become more than just a workout for some of Cromwell's seasonal workers. The weekly competition's been hosted at Cromwell College. 5 teams of workers from the recognised seasonal employer scheme have been battling it out with teams from the school and community. It gives the workers, many from the Pacific Islands, the chance to mingle with locals and other seasonal workers. Many RSE scheme workers say it's something they look forward to at the end of each week, giving them a sense of community and the chance to catch up with friends. Well, now we continue our look back at the Southern News in Review with a review of the news in May. We got a first look inside Christchurch Cathedral. The man responsible for a knife attack in a Dunedin supermarket was sentenced, and Wanaka's Winter Olympians were welcomed home with a big street party.
These first images taken remotely by a camera inside the earthquake-ruined Christchurch Cathedral were released as work to repair the historic landmark continued. In Dunedin, the man convicted of the frenzied knife attack at Dunedin's Central Countdown supermarket last year was sentenced to more than a decade behind bars.
On each of the 4 charges of attempted murder, you're sentenced to 13 years imprisonment. You'll serve each of those sentences concurrently.
The first of several worksite accidents happened at the Central Dunedin George Street upgrade project, as a digger operator was electrocuted and badly burned. Over in central Otago, the return of tourists was problematic for many businesses, causing staff shortages as another domestic wave of COVID-19 hit.
Everyone's just been getting sick, then there's been COVID, and it's just really, really hard on keeping team morale up.
The Prime Minister added more pressure by announcing the nation's travel borders would open to everyone in August, 2 months earlier than previously planned. But our Trans-Tasman neighbours were welcomed in earlier, as the first flight from Australia landed in Queenstown in May.
But the real cream on the cake is getting Australia back today, which accounts for around a third of all passengers in and out of Queenstown.
A 24-hour strike by 10,000 health workers across the country took place after 18 months of failed negotiations, which saw many elective surgeries delayed. And Wanaka's Winter Olympians were welcomed home with a street parade to celebrate their victories at this year's Games in Beijing.
Standing here in Wanaka, the medal around my neck is pretty special, and to see all my friends and family come out and support us and the rest of the New Zealand team is really, really special.
Locals and visitors in town excited to pay their respects, with achievements including New Zealand's first Winter Olympic gold medals. Across the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Dunedin worker Amber Marshall is frustrated at having to buy new car tyres, which she says were damaged by glass on Castle Street. Dunedin City Councillors have backed moves towards reinstating the groin poles at Dunedin St Clair Beach as a new trial. And Dunedin's Ice Skating Club is returning to the Frozen stage for their spin on the classic tale of the Wizard of Oz. Now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT and welcome editor Barry Stewart.
Hi, Dave.
Kia ora.
Higher density development, including waterways and parklands, are all part of an effort to reshape low-lying South Dunedin. So
apartments in South Dunedin.
Yeah, and so that's as the city tries to stay ahead of climate change. So this is a report from the council, and they've got some grand visions. So more details of that in the paper tomorrow.
Sounds good.
We've touched on it before, but this has got a lot more details, so it's kind of interesting. Dunedin MPs were targeted, of course, by climate protests, and the MPs say that the vandalism only served to alienate people from supporting climate action. So there, and back to the council again, and you mentioned groins before. Well, they're back in the spotlight. We've been released with the blueprint for the groin, and it's the blueprint is over 100 years old, which they're going to do the workings from. So that's pretty interesting, and of course they still have failed to reveal some key details about what went on behind closed doors. So we're still searching to find that, but 100-year-old groin design is pretty interesting.
Someone had a good photo from 1919.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. Thanks, Barry. Now taking a look at tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, and unsettled weather will remain over the region this weekend as unstable air from the north prevents high pressure and colder air from the south arriving. Heading to the top of the South Island, expect moderate northerlies and showers in Nelson, a high of 25. Similar conditions in Greymouth, but 23 degrees. And in Christchurch, light northeasterlies with some cloud and a high of 26. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, 26 degrees in Ashburton with light winds and cloud. Timaru should get light easterlies and some afternoon showers with 25 degrees. Light winds and showers too in Oamaru with a high of 21. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, and light showers and light winds and showers here too for both Wanaka and Queenstown. 22 degrees there, and in Alexandra also prepare for showers in the afternoon and a high of 23. Heading further south, expect those light winds and afternoon showers across the board here. Belclutha and Gore can expect highs of 21 degrees, 22 in the Catlins, with those showers arriving later. And down to the deep south, fine tonight in Invercargill. Tomorrow cloudy with showers developing in the morning and a few thunderstorms possible during the afternoon with light winds, a low of 10 and a high of 21. And for Saturday, cloudy with showers and fresh cold southeasterly winds, a low of 9 and a high of 14 there. Finally, heading to Dunedin, it'll be cloudy tonight with breezy northeast winds easing. Friday will be overcast with a spot of showers during the afternoon. Light southerly winds will be around most of the day, freshening from late afternoon. A high of 20 and a low of 12. And for Saturday, expect it to be cloudy and cool with light southerly winds. Rain developing during the evening with colder southeasterlies. A low of 10 and a high of just 16 degrees on Saturday. And that's the news this Thursday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite a popo.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.